What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Love Albany Center. How about that? It's pretty cool. My name is Jonathan, and I am the lead pastor at Christ Church Albany. And Christ Church Albany, if you do not know, is not actually a building, so you are not at Christ Church Albany. Christ Church Albany is a group of people. And as a group of people, we've been meeting together for 11 years. And one of the things that we like to do as a group of people is we like to pool our money together to buy some, what we think is pretty cool stuff. And so some of the first things that we bought 11 years ago is we bought, my clicker works here. There you go. We bought a bounce house 11 years ago, which is pretty fun. Who's been in our bounce house before? Or their kids been there? That's kind of cool. We bought a big movie screen, and we bought a grill, and kind of the idea behind all of these things is that these are things that as a group of people, we would be able to use, and we would be able to share those things with other people. Because why would we just want to have this like cool thing and sitting in a trailer and just sitting there when we could let it be used by as many other groups as possible? And so now we have just bought our most expensive thing yet, and it's getting more expensive by the day. We have bought this building, which we are calling the Love Albany Center. And the idea behind this building, yeah, it's exciting. The idea behind this building is that this is a building that we as a church family, we can use, and this is a building that we can share. So I want to give a little bit of kind of some tidbits about this building, where we've been over the last little bit. I want you to hear from some of the community partners that we're going to share this building with. And then I have two really big asks for all of you before you keep touring and eating more food. So this building was originally the Third Reformed Church. It was here for over 100 years before here. I'm interested, because there's faces out here I don't know. Is there anyone here that was a part of the Third Reformed Church or has like a connection to the Third Reformed Church at all? No? Okay. But so if you, somebody? There you go, step that you see. Yeah, so the Third Reformed Church, here for over 100 years, and they were this incredible community resource. And so, yeah, they hosted Boy Scouts here, they hosted community dinners here. I have met numerous people that talk about that they achieved sobriety in this building because they had lots of different AA meetings that would take place in here. And they had a thrift store that was a huge resource to the community. And so, even though they're not here, let's just give a hand for the Third Reformed Church and their 100 years of service in this community, building such a great space. Anybody's thank you so much for that. We found out about this space in the fall, and when we first heard about the space, we came in and we did some tours, and we had some smart people, some engineers, check out the building. And they told us two things right off the bat. They said, one, structurally, this building is solid. Whoever put this thing together, built it right, this thing's going to be here. It's been here for 100 years. It's going to be here for another 100 years. So structurally, A+, this place looks great. Then we had environmental engineers check it out, and the environmental engineers were like, okay, you got problems. Which wasn't a surprise, because when you walk down in the basement, we were literally walking through water. Like, I don't think a swimming pool wasn't like on the agenda. And when you looked at the ceilings in the different structure, they looked a lot like that. And so they were all stained with water, and even in this room. So this room has a new roof on it that we didn't put on. This was like a couple years ago, but you can see just like still like the water damage where stuff was there. This has a new roof, so that was great. But the rest of the building, lots of water issues, and because of the water issues, it had lots of mold all throughout it. And so the first couple times we walked in, my kids, a lot of other folks' kids are like, ooh, this, I can't go in here. It stinks. And when you walked in today, didn't it smell so good? So we took possession of this building back in March, and we initially went in and we put in over $200,000 worth of last little bit, which is paid for a whole new roof over that section, a whole new roof over all the classrooms. There's new sump pumps, a whole drainage system down in the basement. There were some trees that were dead and dying that were making the roofs go bad. And this is like, we had our engineers come in, like a big mold issue, and so they did a mold assessment, and I never thought I would learn so much about mold in my entire life. Like it's like big thick thing of like, here's all your mold problems. And then 2 weeks ago, we had our engineer here again, and we got a mold clearance. And so this building is now mold free, which is very, very cool. I want to talk quickly about how we've got to this point, because $200,000 is a lot of money, and so where do you come up with $200,000? And that $200,000 came from this group of people that we call Christ Church Albany. We presented this vision to our church back in the fall and said, here's what we want to do, this building that we can use and that we can share. But in order for us to do that, we need to raise a lot of money really quick. And so this group of people pledged and have now donated over $200,000 for this building. And I want to showcase this. This might feel a little bit weird, but if you're a part of Christ Church Albany, because not everyone here is part of Christ Church Albany, which is wonderful. I'm so glad to see so many new faces. If you're a part of Christ Church Albany, can you raise your hand? So you can look around. So here's the Christ Church Albany folks. And they're awesome. What I want you to see when you look around, these are like normal, ordinary, they're stupendous, they're extraordinary, I get all that. These are not like the uber wealthy people of the world. This is not like we have a bunch of like really rich people and that's how we were able to come up with money. This is normal people who live in normal houses, who have normal jobs, who have sacrificed, who have given up things that they were going to put in their house, given up vacations, given up things so that this building could be possible. And so to the folks that are part of Christ Church Albany, to the folks that have already given to this project, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely the best. It's wonderful. We've also got to this point because we've put $200,000 into this building. We have pledged another $50,000, and we're going to be doing construction over the next couple days. But that $250,000 wouldn't come close to paying for all the work that we have actually done so far. We have like stretched that money so far. And the ways we've been able to do that is two big things. One is volunteers. So many Saturdays, so many days, we have had volunteers in here that have given all kinds of free hours to be able to clean out things, sweep things, paint things, put cabinets on shelves, do so much work. And so if you have volunteered in this space over the last 2 months, can you raise your hand? Let's give them a huge hand. Absolutely amazing. And then the second way is we have come across, not through like any real like work on our own, I think it's just God working on our behalf. We have come into touch with the most generous and wonderful contractors ever. And so you can see in your program there, we've listed a bunch of the contractors we've worked with so far, and they just keep saving us so much money. So over $100,000 in free or discounted work has been already put in this building. So easily $300,000, $400,000 has gone into this building, but so much of that has been either volunteer or discounted or donated by our contractors. And so you can applaud them if you want, but any of the contractors that you see in there, the way you should applaud them is hire them. So when you need something done, you should say, you're the kind of person that gives to this community, you're the kind of organization who is a part of really great things, and help them and support them whenever you come to your next house project. Yeah. Next, and so here's big question for today. It's kind of why? Why put all this time and effort and money into a building? Is it because we just like love buildings and we just wanted a big construction project and we were bored and we needed more time? Is it because we care about historic preservation, and we do, and that's important? Is it because we just needed a space to be able to meet for our church? And all those things are true to some extent. But the big reason why we have embarked on this is something way bigger than that. And that is nothing less than that we want to change the world. We want to change this community. We want to help bring God's shalom to this whole community. And the reason why this building is we believe that this building could be a tool to be able to help us to be able to do so much impact and so much change over the world. So at this time, I want to invite all of our different community partners to come on up and join me. Because our vision for this space is not just a space for Christ Church Albany to meet on Sunday mornings. Our vision, you come on, is that this would be a space that 7 days a week, as many hours during the week as possible, that this space is being utilized by so many wonderful organizations that are already doing great work, and hopefully we can help them expedite it even more. Come on up here. Yeah, see, you guys are awesome. I'm going to start, and I'm going to pass on to you guys. I'm not throwing this mic up there. I'll start, and then I'll let these guys go. And so, again, re-intro. My name's John. I'm the lead pastor at Christ Church Albany. And we want to use this space because, so we're going to use this space in a couple different ways. Mainly, this will be the space where we host our Sunday morning program, our Sunday morning service, and where we host other different things that we do. And the reason why we do a Sunday morning program, the reason why we do kind of everything we do as a church, is that we are trying to help ourselves and help as many people as possible to center their lives on Jesus. And so a Sunday morning service helps us as a tool to be able to help us. Again, we like to say, church is not a building, it's not an organization, church is not a service, it's not something you attend. Church is a group of people, and as a group of people, we are trying to become something. We're trying to change ourselves, and what we're trying to change ourselves into is we're trying to change ourselves into Jesus. And so a way to describe that, if you come to one of our Sunday morning services, and you're all invited, you don't have to, but you're invited, we do this prayer at a lot of our Sunday services. I'm just going to read it for you. You don't have to pray it. But I think this kind of centralizes what we're trying to do, how we want to use this building, is we want to invite people who are at all levels of their spiritual journey, people who aren't interested, people who used to be interested, people who are really angry about the whole thing, wherever. And we want to introduce them to explore this way of life. And here's what we're trying to become. So we pray this prayer in a lot of our services. We'll all hold our hands up, and we'll say that we choose to hold our hands up as a symbol of surrender. Our life is not about us. We surrender to our lordship, meaning Jesus. We surrender our preferences, our prejudices, our position to you, my fears, finances, friends, and family to you. We want to become those kind of people. Then we hold our hands open in generosity. That we want to hold our hands out as a symbol of generosity. What I have is not mine. I'm only a steward of all that you have given me. I want to mirror the way that you open your hand to us and lavish your love and life upon us. I want to live an open-handed life in a closed-fist culture. Love that. And then we want to hold our hands out like this. You get to gymnastics. You come to our church. We hold our hands forward as a symbol of mission. We want to live for something greater than ourselves. We want to embrace God's kingdom mission to embrace and welcome your mission to the lost, last, least, and lonely, the poor, powerless, privileged, and persecuted. So that's who we are, and that's how we are going to use this space as a space to come together, to learn more about how we can live that way, and to help to change ourselves. So that's what we are doing. Who are you, and what are you going to do in this space to help change the world?
Thank you. My name is Aaron Moore. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I run Acting with Aaron. We are a performance arts education company that was started back in 2014. We provide classes for all ages, from intro to acting, to advanced acting, to playwriting, to advanced playwriting, to directing. We also do provide anti-racism and diversity workshops through theater and through acting. We just do a lot of stuff. We've worked with the community now for several years. The community has opened up spaces for us all over, and they have truly been a gift from God. But here in the Love Albany Center, we are excited to be here, where we're actually going to be using this space here. We're going to be dedicated to our full-on performances, from one-act performances to full-length shows, hopefully musicals. We're going to be providing that. And also downstairs, I don't know if everybody saw downstairs, but downstairs we're going to turn that into a black box theater down there, and we're actually going to be providing acting and performing arts classes. Will be downstairs throughout the week, hopefully to little to no cost to community, and again, that ranges from elementary school acting and performing arts classes to high school classes to regular adult classes to senior classes, things of that nature. So we are excited to be here and working here with the Love Albany Center.
Hi, my name is Heather Ardrey. I'm the Executive Director of Love and Serve Albany, which is a ministry of Christ Church Albany. Serve Albany primarily works with nonprofit organizations, fostering connections and collaborations among nonprofit community leaders throughout the city of Albany. And Love Albany primarily provides events and equipment to make Albany a more neighborly and fun place to be. You may have heard of the Movies Under the Stars series, that's us. Along in partnership with over 25 community organizations that come together to make those movies happen, usually every Friday night in May and June. However, the weather has not been our friend, so we haven't actually had our first one yet, but there are posters and postcards for those movies coming up in different communities around the city. In addition, we're also the ministry that loans the equipment that John was talking about, so the bounce house, sound equipment, projector, lawn games, grills, all kinds of equipment that we loan out to nonprofits and community members in order to take an event that they're already doing and sort of take it to the next level. And so while this will be the Love Albany Center, a lot of our individual programming won't necessarily happen in this space, though I do think we will have some here. It'll be nice to have a home base, but it will be easier for us to facilitate those equipment loans and to even see this space as another piece of equipment that we can loan or rent for a reasonable rate to community members who are looking to have a space to use. So we're excited for this to be our home base, to make it easier to do some of the events and equipment loans that we've already been doing.
Thank you. I'm Jamela Anderson. Excuse me. I run the Free Food Bridge Albany. We are a nonprofit organization that provides free, fresh, and healthy foods to folks in refrigerators on the street, which is like a very funny concept. But much like Christ Church Albany, we believe that just like church is not a place, it's a people. I believe that's kind of the same thing with food. And so our fridges have acted as these little like points on the street for folks to just access when they want, how they want, making their own decisions, and then working with them. So we're putting food in the fridges, we're working with farmers. The farmers themselves are bringing food to the fridges. They're actually talking to the community, seeing what they want. And I feel like that is one of the biggest things to do in spaces like this, is like asking the community, working with the community, seeing what they want. So we believe in doing that, working here, we'll be able to call on more of the community, invite people we're feeding into the space, invite other folks to help cook for those people. We want to do cooking classes, we want to do cooking classes with children. We would love to be able to work with, when you're acting, when you're doing events, that we're there helping with food things. And we want to really utilize the kitchen in the basement, and so that, again, being another source of community. If anybody in the church wants to come, if anybody in the building wants to come, any of the folks that we're serving individually in our programs, we all can sort of collaborate. We can use the resources together, we can gather the people together and really expand who we serve, how we serve. And then this location in particular, the Love Albany Center, is it's a big main artery. It's an intersection of communities. I think the first time we met, we counted there are 5 schools around, and that's incredible. So we have a lot of foot traffic, there's a lot of children, and we want to be able to be that beacon for them. We want them to know they can come in the space, they can be safe, they can be held, and we can be that safe zone. So we're hoping to do that through food and through collaboration in all forms. So yeah, we're really excited to be here, and thank you.
My name is Cherise Vantapool, and I'm the Executive Director of Encouragement and Enrichment Motivational Services for Children. Our motto is be encouraged, be enriched, and be inspired to teach children how to be great. Our program services children from preschool to 3rd grade. And what we do is we help them to develop social emotional learning skills. We encourage them to learn literacy, early literacy. As we all know, in North City of Albany, there is a shortage of early literacy programs, and we want to fill that gap. We want to fill that gap here because we have Ash. I am a UPK teacher at Delaware Community School, and so I know the importance of early education. We're going to bring children in here. We're going to give them social emotional learning. We're going to give them fun. We are not a warehouse for after-school program, meaning we don't take a whole bunch of children and just store them. We educate them. We teach them. We teach them about God and the community because that's important for them to understand how beautiful the community is, and it's all created by God. We also offer parenting classes and anger management classes for the parents. We are partnering up with Huggies. We're in the process of partnering up with Huggies to be able to provide diapers for parents who are struggling. We want to meet the needs of the community. And I know firsthand working in a school, the needs are very severe. So we want to partner up with someone who's able to go next door and get food. We want to partner up with someone who is down the hall that can teach acting classes or help us with our Christmas shows and all these other things. We want to be able to go and get books. So this would be the perfect place to be stationed. And as my friend here said, it's a lot of foot traffic with children, and we notice that there is a high crime rate with children. And we just want to be that avenue that they can see and that they could come in and out of the cold, out of whatever's going on outside, and come here and get what it is that they need, whether it's mentorship, whether it's early education, whether it's reading literacy. We want them to meet the community's needs. And so I thank Pastor Jonathan for extending the olive branch to us so that we can have a steady place to be and then our programs can function and thrive. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I grew up with Paul, so like him being there, it's just like it's Batman. Sorry. My name is Jamel Mosley, and I am the co-owner of Upstate's Cold Brew and a couple other cool things around here. And someone who's very interested in social entrepreneurship. And the main thing about Upstate's Cold Brew, it didn't start as a coffee business. It started as an idea that was going to be a coffee shop. In the coffee shop, the whole central idea was, all right, what are these ways, what are these lessons that we've learned in building businesses, and how can we provide resources to teach people and have them help, or have us help them learn those lessons that we weren't privy to when we first started. So we wanted to create this resource center, but overhead, pandemic. We started the idea in 2015, and we didn't officially launch until 2022 with this idea of just selling cold brew concentrate. And the cold brew concentrate kind of took off. We started selling directly across the country, from Texas to Philly to California, and then now we're in restaurants like Fazio's, we're in EMAC and Bolio's, we're the coffee program for a number of different things around here. The co-op, oh yeah, we just landed Honest Weight Food Co-op. They order 6 cases a week from us, and that's ridiculous. It's 144 cans, but now we're like, hey, we're able to get back to that original idea of providing space for entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, and just less seasoned entrepreneurs, or just people who need help. And we're excited that John has reached out to us to be able to potentially create this space here. And there's a thing that has moved so many people away from the church, which is a lot of times you don't reach outside of the building. So I'm so excited that John reaches outside of the building into communities that are just not right outside the door, but beyond that. And that's what brings me back. So thank you so much. And I'm excited to be a part of this.
Pretty sure at one point I saw a rap video with you guys walking down Delaware Avenue.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah, it was another life ago, but Mel actually did our engineering on that, and he rapped and he like shot the video. He did like a million things because we couldn't afford anything, but we had a great time. And that's my brother. I grew up with him, and I honestly love this man and his family, and I'm so grateful that everyone's here because I feel like I'm with even more family, not for nothing. No one had to be here this morning. You all could have stayed cozy and you chose not to, and I appreciate that. This building means so much to me because I'm from Albany, born and raised. My father passed away when I was 3 and my mother was blind. I grew up in community-based programming. I grew up in the Big Brother, Big Sister program. I had mentors. I'm directly a product of people caring about me when they did not have to. They gave me opportunities, they believed in me and encouraged me. And that's the only reason I am here today. Here's one. Sorry. I know, look, old habits. Old habits. Surprise first. So for me, the only thing I know how to do is give back and pay it forward. And I give everything that I have. I am Batman. Not because I'm just a fan of the character, but because I don't have superpowers. But I know lots of people who do. And when we coordinate our resources, we maximize our collective impact and we can do anything. There's a lot of things happening federally that we cannot change. I don't know how. But I do know here, when we work together, we can build these things. We can do it. This is what it looks like. Literally today, I have my Robins and my family over there. I love you guys so much. There are kids who are not paying attention to us right now, but they're over there having a good time in a safe space, knowing that their community is coming together to support them long term. This is what it looks like. So for me, my ask here is, I'm in charge of a bunch of things. I'm a president of this, a bunch of different titles. I'm executive director of the Red Bookshelf. All we do is give away free kids books, comic books too, that inspire kids to be superheroes. And I've met few people who are as insane as I am about giving away things for free. And we call him Pastor Flash because he runs marathons literally and does that. But he's like, hey, let's get together, let's bring everybody together and give away everything for free. I said, bro, please sign me up. I will do anything I can to support this space. This space is an opportunity for us to work together and change the future in real time. I don't know a lot of other communities that are building things like this so selflessly. So please, any bit that you can give. You want to paint a wall, come do that. You want to learn how to brew coffee, come do that. You have food to donate. Every little bit helps and it matters more than you know. What we do defines us, and we have an opportunity to change the history of Albany and provide opportunities and give to so many people. What does this city look like in 10 years when we provide and we give and we train and we teach and we encourage? I can't wait to find out.
All right, you guys can have a seat or you can stay up here. It might be like cool window dressing for me. Two, really, one pretty insignificant ask. One really big ask for today. Insignificant ask, not that big of a deal. I am asking all of you, if you're here today, there it is, to give money. I say insignificant not because I want you to give an insignificant amount of money, but because at the end of the day, so we've put about $200,000, we have about $50,000 ready. We've put about $250,000 into this building. We need another $300,000 to be able to bring it online. There's a typo in your program, it says $30,000. That's what we're asking each of you to do individually. I'm just kidding. We need to raise another $300,000 to bring this on. And so I'm asking all of you to make a donation to this building. And key, I'm not asking you to make a pledge to this building, I'm asking you to make a donation. And so that's one of those ways on your program that you can give today, if you need to go move monies around, whatever it is. But I'm asking you to give money to this project today to make this possible. And all of you have different giving capacities. Some of you can give $50, some of you guys can give $100, some of you can give $1,000. There's some folks in this room who could give tens of thousands of dollars. And for all of us, we have a level that we could give that would feel meaningful, that would make a huge impact here. But long term, let's be honest, it's probably not going to change your life. 10 years from now, you're not going to be living in a different situation because of the money you gave. You're going to give this, you're going to feel good about it, and it's going to go away. And so it's hugely important for us to make this possible. We need the funds to be able to do this. The cool thing about this project is the sustainability of it. So we need $300,000 to get the building ready. But then our goal is we've done it all in cash so far. We're going to continue to do the whole project in cash so that it can continue to be sustainable. We can support this building. The people of Christ Church Albany give every single month. They have regular donations that come in to make this possible. All these groups up here have pledged different amounts that they want to give to be able to make this sustainable on a monthly basis. Monthly, we can make it work. This big nut of $300,000, that's what we need help with. So I'm asking you to find a way to get on one of those ways. You can write a check, you can give it out to the table out there, you can give cash out there. There's lots of ways where you can give digitally, and find a way that you can make this space possible for us financially. Some of you have some ways financially that you have connections to business, you have connections to grants, you have connections to other different ways in which money could funnel into a space like this. And so I'm asking you to think about how you can leverage some of those contacts with your business, with your organization, whoever it might be, to be able to help us raise the next $300,000. You can walk around the building, see all the different projects that we need to do. These aren't things that we would like to do. These are things that we need to do to be able to make all of this possible. Above that money amount, we have other projects that we've tiered out 4 phases of construction, which is everything you see. Not included in that is air conditioning. That would be fun someday. It would be fun to be able to make the building a lot more accessible. There's projects that we have above that money amount. This is the money we need just to be able to get our programs going and to make all of these things that you just hear possible. So that's number 1. Please give money to this project. That's insignificant ask. Significant ask. So our goal for doing this space, our goal for being a church, our reason I think for being alive, is that we want to be a part of changing the world. And what we know is that a building won't change the world. There's lots of good buildings. There's lots of beautiful buildings. There's lots of really expensive buildings. There's really cheap buildings. And just having a good building doesn't change the world. We don't want to just run programs. There's a lot of programs in the world, and just being a program doesn't necessarily change the world. We don't want to just do church services and make other people more educated about the Bible and learn other people about God, because there's lots of different services and there's lots of people who know a lot of things about God, and that doesn't necessarily change the world. There's one thing that has the ability to change the world, and that is love. Love has the ability to change the world. And so what I'm asking you, your big ask, is to join us in kind of the heartbeat of this project, is to choose a way of love. And this is significant because, again, you give $100 now, you give $1,000 now. 10 years from now, you might still feel some of the benefit of that. But if you decide that you want to start to change the trajectory of your life to be more and more a loving person, to be the kind of person that is giving of yourself, the kind of person that is putting other people and other priorities above even your own self. The more that we have people all throughout this city that have this generous, I want to share what I have spirit, that has the ability to change the world. 2,000 years ago, there was a guy by the name of Paul. We call him the Apostle Paul. And he wrote a letter to one of the early churches in a town called Corinth. And here's what he had to say. He said, if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, which would be pretty cool, that'd be kind of special, but I do not have love, then I'm like a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the ability to like talk really amazingly, but I do it without love, it's like a clanging gong. And do you know what a clanging gong is? It's annoying. Don't be annoying. If you speak, even if it's amazing, but you don't have love, it doesn't really matter. He said, if I have the gifts of prophecy and I can fathom all mysteries of knowledge, if I have faith that can move mountains, but I do not have love, then I am nothing. And even if I give all I possess to the poor, if you give a bunch of money today or to whatever else you're going to give money to, if you give over your body to hardship, that I may boast, but I do not have love, I gain nothing. And then he describes what love is. And if you've been to a wedding before, you might have heard this. He says that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. We want to be that kind of a space. And more importantly, we want you to be that kind of a person. Can you imagine if there was more and more people running around the streets of Albany? If there's more and more people in your house, if there's more and more people in your office, that this is the kind of person that they were becoming. It says it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices with the truth. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it always preserves. And what if more and more you are becoming that kind of a person? And what if more and more the 100,000 people of Albany were just known as these kind of people? And we think this building can help to foster that kind of change. Paul ends this way, and I really like this. He says, right now, we see is only a reflection in a mirror. It's his way of saying, the interesting thing about your own current life is you can always see it. You can't really see it clearly. What's going to be, what I think is important now, is it going to be important later? What's going to happen in the future? What's going to change? What's going to be? How's the government going to change? How's the economy going to change? We just don't know. We don't know what the future is going to bring. But what he says is that someday, we all know this, all of it's going to fade. At some point, this building's been around for 100 years. At some point, this building's not going to be here anymore. At some point, all these programs that are amazing, someday these programs won't exist anymore. Our 501c3s will go defunct. It'll all go away. But what Paul says is that there's one thing, that after everything else fades away, there's one thing that will remain. He said these three will remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. So to kind of drill this in, I'm going to ask you to do something that might be a little bit awkward for some of you, but you're in a sanctuary. And so one of the things that we do every Sunday is we sing and we do a liturgy. And so I'm going to ask you to join us in a liturgy and in singing. And so if you're not used to singing, this might be a little bit weird, but we welcome you in. You can sing out loud, you can sing quietly. And so the way it's going to work, we're going to start with a liturgy. And so Aaron and I are going to read something, and we're going to do this liturgy a little bit differently. Aaron and I are going to read something, and then together we're all going to sing. And what we're going to sing is just these lines: we choose love. And so Lenore's going to teach it to us real quick. And so here's what we're all going to sing together. We're going to sing this. You guys got Aaron and I are going to read, and then you guys are going to sing that part, okay? And then after that, I'm going to have everyone stand, and we're all going to sing a song together. The song will be, the lyrics will be up there, so you can kind of follow along. Karaoke church, my friend calls it. So, Aaron and I are going to read. You guys are going to sing in the pauses, and then I'm going to have everybody stand, and we're all going to sing a whole song together. You guys got it? You guys got it? Feel good? All right.
Got it?
All right, let me start by reading. This is from Mother Teresa. She said, none of us, including me, ever do great things, but we can all do small things with great love, and together we can do something wonderful.
When you put love out in the world, it travels. And it can teach people and reach people in ways that we can never even expect it.
All right, here's your guys' part. Flush of love's light, we dare be brave. And suddenly we see that love costs all that we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love which sets us free.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
Here we go again. Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for one another. If anyone sees a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear friends, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and with truth.
Outstanding, except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law. The commandments: you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet, and whatever other command there may be, are summed up in this one command. Love your neighbor as yourself.
A new command I give you: love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another. By Tour the space, write a really big check, and go out and love some people today.